Hi guys. I might be a little bit late to the party, but I only recently got the chance to read Dylan Tallman's book, The Cellmate Next Door, Part 3. Um, while reading the book, I was concluding that there is not a lot that we not already did know from Chris's parents and so on and so forth. For example, he calls NK the Jezebel, and he told his mom, I believe it was in 2022, I made a video about that. If you want to know how NK was really like, you gotta read up on who Jezebel really was. Jezebel was a queen in the Bible, known for her role in promoting idol worship and opposing the worship of God. Jezebel had a strong, determined, and domineering personality. She was bold, ambitious, and unyielding in pursuing her goals, often using manipulation and cruelty to achieve them. She was fiercely loyal to her beliefs and her God, but this loyalty made her intolerant of opposing views, especially those of the prophets of Israel's God. Jezebel's confidence and cunning allowed her to wield significant influence over King Ahab and the kingdom, but her arrogance and disregard for others' well-being also marked her as ruthless and power-hungry. Her personality reflected a mix of charm, intelligence, and relentless ambition, combined with a disregard for moral and ethical boundaries. So I'll link you that video down below in the description box. What really got me with Dylan's book is some sort of a new perspective that Chris gives for himself. He compares himself to Barabbas, also a biblical figure. So, who was Barabbas? Barabbas was a man mentioned in the Bible during the trial of Jesus. He was a criminal known for rebellion and murder, who was in prison at the time. When Jesus was on trial, Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, offered the crowd a choice to release either Jesus or Barabbas as part of a Passover tradition. The crowd chose to free Barabbas and have Jesus crucified instead. Barabbas represents a key moment in the story of Jesus' sacrifice for humanity. Surprise, what's his statements he gave years ago to Dylan lines up with the investigation we had done the past few years. So we couldn't have known, and this is where it gets really interesting. Listen to this. If you watched my documentary that came out before Dylan's book, then you probably conclude that it all makes sense now. In the documentary my team and I put together, we told you that Kessinger did not want Watts to call the police. She thought that Watts was probably snitching on her when he called the police. She was asking stupid questions like, what's the name of my dog, and so on and so forth. The second thing I noticed was his statement that he told her that his wife's body is still in the house. And she told him that he doesn't need to worry about it because she would send somebody to pick it up. So pick Shanann's body up from the house and bring it to work as if nothing had happened. I believe those statements to be true, because why else would we have evidence of a witness that saw a white truck SUV style parked on the highway right behind Watts' house at 1:30? My conclusion was that they were probably waiting for Shanann to come home, or Kessinger was already in the area. What was it about that SUV kind of truck that made the witness so suspicious that she tried to call police, but was never followed up on? But listen to those excerpts from my documentary. Subsequently, a witness reported observing a white truck parked alongside Highway 52, situated directly across the field behind the Watts residence. This observation raised suspicion, prompting the witness to contact the police. Regrettably, no further investigation or follow-up was conducted with the witness. I do believe this to be true, especially because Chris had knowledge and stressed the idea that there were no cameras out in the back. He actually mentioned that twice. Now comes into play that since deleted photo that was taken from body cam footage in the discovery, where you clearly see the tire tracks behind the house. The fence is not that high, but look at the next excerpt. A now deleted August the 14th snapshot displayed fresh tire marks close to the backyard fence. After carefully considering all the evidence, I do still believe that the crime occurred in the basement rather than in the bedroom. What makes me believe this is the evidence of the motion sensors and the lack of movement in the main area of the house. But look at the next excerpt. Given Watt's knowledge of camera blind spots and the neighbor's surveillance camera out front, it is logical to conclude that events occurred in the basement, potentially with Shanann's body removed and taken away through the back. Upon return, Watts may have entered the house through the window again, making his way upstairs when the first movement started by opening the basement door.
No, like we have camera there, neighbor has a camera. Everything's checked out.
You have a camera?
The doorbell, only right there. The neighbor has one over there. I don't want to put anything out there, like just suspecting like if something like somebody pulled in the back, and because we have a driveway back there from the new townhomes, but it's so hard to tell. Like there's no cameras in the backyard or anything like that, so it's really hard to even suspect anything right now as far as how she could have left, or if someone came picked her up, or if somebody took her.
Back here?
Yeah, there's a driveway from the townhomes that backs right up to our fence.
Now, would you think that's a female friend or a male friend?
Honestly, I'm not gonna put anything by it right now.
All right. Well, we appreciate you letting us go through your house.
Another indicator for me thinking this is true is that he specifically states NK told him that she sent somebody to pick up Shanann's body and brings it to work. That's probably why she wanted definitive proof that he is on site that day. Let's watch the next excerpt. The time frame between 7 and 7:40 a.m. remains largely unaccounted for, except for one detail. In response to Kessinger's request, Watt sent her a picture of his laptop screen as proof of his on-site presence.
The thing we talked about was him proving that he went to the oil field.
That he went to work.
Watts also states that Kessinger did not want him to call the police and just keep a low profile. That's probably why she asked those weird questions like, what is my dog's name? And things like that, probably thinking that the police is sitting next to him right now, or he's taping her calls or whatever, or incriminates her somehow. But listen to the next excerpt.
And I remember talking to Chris during this time, and it was like all text. I did not talk to him on the phone at all on Tuesday. And I was pretty upset, where I was just like, you know, I was going back and forth like, where's your family, this and this and this.
Tuesday, what are we talking about? Oh, yeah. So I kept telling him, I was like, Chris, I know it's yours. It's okay. I was like, go find your family, you know? And it's like, was I hurt? Yes. But at the time I realized, like, his situation with what he had going on was, like, way more important than, like, our situation. And so that's why I was just like I confronted him about it. And then I was like, you need to go find them. And, like, we talked about it for a little while. And then I was just like, I don't remember exactly how it went, but something along the lines where I was like, why can't you just be honest with me? I was like, stop.
As she often did, Kessinger omitted a significant portion of the message content with the intent to consistently portraying herself in a positive light. Watts provided a contrasting account of the messages exchanged on that Tuesday.
Did you talk to Nikki afterwards, after all this happened?
On the 13th and the 14th.
What was that conversation like?
It was the 13th. It's kind of like, it was more text and then maybe a phone call, and then she thought maybe she took off with the kids, because I was telling her I didn't know where they were and all that. And the 14th, she kind of thought something may have happened because they had to come back.
Why do you say that she might have thought that?
Or, she kept asking me weird questions. She kept asking questions that only I would know, but she was testing to see if it was actually me on the phone.
What do you mean?
She would ask what's my dog's name, or what do I what yoga studio do I go to, or something like that. Just I just answer and then another thing I'm not sure if this is you. Just okay.
Is this through text or is this through calls?
Text.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't hearing your voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it possible she thought you'd been arrested and we were on the phone?
Either Shanann had my phone or somebody else had my phone, or maybe maybe she thought it was.
Well, hopefully Shanann would know all the answers to those questions, right?
No. This is Nikki asking me.
Yeah, but if she's asking you your name of your dog and what yoga studio and wouldn't Shanann know that?
Maybe she thought maybe I was with Shanann, and she was just trying to find out who she was.
Mm.
Yeah, some of the conversation on the 14th got a little weird. I think that's when she met with CBI or something, or FBI. I'm not sure who she met with first.
So she talked to you after she met with?
No.
Oh, she did.
Was she had told me this is the last time you'll probably hear from me. I'm going to stay at my friend Jim's.
Watts becomes entangled in contradictions, especially concerning Kessinger's belief that Shanann had his phone, which seems implausible given the police presence and search efforts. It's clear he is attempting to divert the conversation. Interestingly, their statements, aside from significant events omitted by Kessinger, align closely. This raises suspicions that they may have discussed potential interviews with law enforcement and coordinated their narratives. However, it doesn't necessarily imply Kessinger's guilt of anything. It could be a coincidence. Matching statements, although, to such a high degree is uncommon, though not impossible. Additionally, after what Watts refers to as weird questions, Kessinger urges him to delete all messages, and Watts told agents, quote, "I didn't delete everything. I hope I could help you guys out a little."
Still made to delete everything. I didn't delete everything. Okay. I'm not sure why I didn't delete everything, but probably helped you guys out a little bit. But
she told you to delete everything?
Delete all conversations.
Did she tell you why?
She said delete it. I don't think you can ever delete a text message.
We're pretty good at getting deleted text messages.
Yeah.
I really did not want to start my new series on the Watts Chronicles with a video about Kessinger. Basically, I started in the middle of everything. But I thought this might be a good video to get back into swinging things. And as I always said, we don't really need Chris Watts to give us a confession to find out what really happened, right? So guys, buckle up. We have loads of investigation to do. See you next time. Bye.